When we talk about the 21st century selling and your book that's coming out, there's a real effort underway, Frank, around ecosystem selling. That when we think about, to your last point about outcomes, an outcome from a customer isn't always nicely packaged with a one-to-one on a provider. And there may be multiple providers that need to come together to help that customer achieve an outcome, which then by its very nature starts to get us in a conversation about how sales organizations are selling within ecosystems to go out to end customers. Talk to us about that trend underfoot and where you see it going.
It's a trend that had already started to accelerate before the pandemic. And I think we're starting to get some data from the pandemic that may surprise people, but that I think supports this trend. You got to get beyond this either or mindset. Should we be online e-commerce? Should we be personal selling brick and mortar? The answer to that question is yes. The percentage of total retail sales in 2019, before the pandemic, the percentage of total retail sales that were e-commerce sales, including Amazon, was about 11.5%. Now, here's the latest data. Latest data for this is the second quarter of this year, 2020, right? April, May, June of this year. Now, that's sort of ground zero for shutdown conditions, no stores because of the pandemic. What was the percentage of sales that were e-commerce during that period? 16.5%. In other words, even when most stores were closed, it increased just 5%. This is not a digital eats physical world. This is a digital and physical world. The biggest trend before the pandemic was the once pure play direct to consumer companies, Casper Mattress, Warby Parker, Wayfair, even Amazon. They were all opening retail stores. So this is important. My experience with many organizations is you rarely get channel management tactics as part of sales training. Well, you got to have both. And then I think this is not something that manages itself. No channel manages itself. It has to be managed, and that takes channel managers and, getting back to other areas, certain difference in hiring profiles and usually compensation as well.